Money in the Bank 2020. We just got done watching it on the WWE Network live, and it was way better than we thought it was. Like, him and I were so used to the 90s leading up to the 2000s because of the Attitude Era. We don't go into this judging it by how good they were back then. We're looking at this at face value, okay? We just want a good story, good in-ring chemistry. So, we're going to talk about what we think about the matches here. The full match card. The first one was a Fatal 4-Way for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and the New Day won against The Miz, Morrison, the Forgotten Sons, Cutler and all them, Wesley Blake, Lucha House Party. I don't know any of those other guys, but I was really pulling for The Miz and Morrison because like they're not only great, but they're classic. What were you thinking?
John Morrison is phenomenal on his own, but he completes Miz. I think Miz is boring without him. Well, however, inside of the match, the sequences were fucking amazing. Sequences were great. They worked together as a team, unlike the rest of them, and they all had their points, but not like Miz and Morrison. They just had such an even flow, and it worked up to a sequence that, would have arguably won the match, and then it got interfered, which kind of pissed me off. But
yeah, you mentioned that, and I absolutely enjoyed the pace of the match. It looked like they were trying to keep things going and entertaining. That part I was grateful for. The thing that threw me off was how close they were to injuring each other constantly. Like, they kept missing and hitting moves. Like, not Miz and Morrison. Those guys, they hit their spots, and then they got out, And, they let the people, the friggin' New Day do what they had to do. But, like, when everybody else was fighting, it was so many missed spots, so many, shortcomings in the moves. One of them almost suplexed the other, making them land on top of his neck. Morrison was the one who took that top rope, whatever the heck that was, almost landing on his freaking head. That scared me. But when it led up to
yeah, it took me a second.
It was scary, dude. It looked like he was gonna die. It was a Hurricane Rana that he was taking, actually.
It was a split-second Hurricane Rana. It was an old-school style of Hurricane Rana. It goes way back, but it's something they haven't done in years, and that's for a reason. It's probably on that list of banned moves.
Yeah, and it could be for that reason, what we just saw, but anyway. It makes me mad when people get cocky and screw up moves and put the other's life on the line. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, that irritates me.
Yeah, so make sure you're doing your moves. Take your time. The pace of the match should not be dependent on whether or not you make it out of the match alive.
Not a terrible match, but not the outcome I wanted.
So with all of those botches happening, all of a sudden Miz and Morrison came in, as you said, and they started, oh my god, man, their sequence, the way they work together so
even
fluidly.
Flowing and just, it was amazing.
They were hard-hitting, and they were even flowing. Like, they didn't miss a beat. Like, they came in knowing what they were going to do, and then they executed it, and that was really fun to watch.
It was amazing.
Yes. So overall, decent match. People need to work on safety among their coworkers in that ring. Next one is WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley versus Tamina. And that was pretty impressive. Even from Tamina, I don't like Tamina, first off, but still, like, they were both really good. They were, like, slamming each other outside the ring and all that. Like, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a pretty smooth balance considering that I don't like Bayley, but that's just me.
Yeah, I love Bayley. I don't like what they're doing with her character, but they both did a great job. Bayley, she's not a good actress, so that fell flat on many, points for me, but
I gave her mad props for attempting that Samoan drop, though. She was really close.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. That was cool.
She like, slowly lifted Tamina's fat ass, and then she just, like, she fell on top of her.
Like, being that I like to be around powerlifters and I love powerlifting, that's the kind of grunt that you give out when you're giving a maximum effort on something, and that's what Bayley did. She was putting out a maximum effort, so that was really her grunting. Like,
oh yeah, dude, the way she lifted her up, it was so awesome.
She was close.
Yeah,
she
exactly.
was so close.
Hopefully she gets it next time. But the next match was the WWE Universal Championship match between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. And what's really crazy about this is he didn't come in as the Fiend this time.
Mixed elements everywhere.
Yeah.
I was very... I don't understand what's going on here. Someone might have to fill us in on, these missing pieces that I talk about. Like, we're not really in the down low on what's happening with Bray Wyatt's character. What happened to the Fiend? Are they playing it off like the Demon King with Finn Balor or something? What's going on? I don't get it.
Yeah, I didn't think too much about that. You did raise those questions for me too when you mentioned it, and what got to me was that they have such an advantage for possibly pre-recording the program. I don't know if it's live anymore, but they in the middle of the match they had Braun Strowman put on the goat mask, and all of a sudden it looked like he turned on him. It's like obviously he didn't because of everything he said to Bray and Braun. I can't do this.
Well, see, that's just it though. Like, inside of me, I'm usually good at reading humans, and no matter how much they try to throw me off of my mental game, I'm usually good at it. I could tell that he was doing that just as a coin to get into his pocket.
Well, yeah, he even gave Bray Wyatt a hug, and Bray's like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you decided to come back
out
home."
Of the stupid, barricade, and
yeah, they were in the front row, just doing the puppets.
Oh my God, you did it, Bray! He's back home. He's back home.
Oh my God!
And then all of a sudden, rip off the mask, and then, I'm already home. Power slam, victory.
Braun Strowman freaking wins the WWE Championship because that is what he deserves.
That's what I was going to move on to, in fact. When he won it from Goldberg in the fashion that he did, I'm pretty sure everybody was disappointed in that match. It was kind of mediocre. But I was happy that he came out and won. He's deserved this title for so long. Ever since he got his push back in 2017. We're 3 years back. He was doing amazing things and putting his body on the line and just destroying everything for all of our amusement. And guess what? He wasn't being rewarded for it. I'm pretty sure he even got knocked back down the card. And now he's champion. Let's keep this rolling.
Exactly.
All those people in the comments section about that last match, by the way, come on, what the hell's the matter with you? Like, Bray put him in his place. This isn't the monster among men anymore. Take that title away from him. He doesn't know what he's doing. Me. Yes, this is the first time I'm openly mocking fans on YouTube. This is ridiculous. What the hell's the matter with you? Braun is the rightful champion, and it would have been an insult if they pulled that Hell in a Cell garbage here. But guess what? They didn't. I was very proud of them.
Yeah, Braun deserves to be champion. He's always deserved to be champion, and I hope that he becomes, something bigger, like right up there with Drew McIntyre. So, right on with the next one. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, the next match is Drew McIntyre versus Seth freaking Rollins. I'm sorry. The Monday Night Messiah.
All right, so here's again where Chris and I, we actually disagree on this more than we disagree on Bayley, but I am actually a fan of Seth Rollins. I'm a huge fan of someone who works outside of the ring to improve their craft and to try and give the audience something that's entertaining. That's why I love athleticism. That's why I love athletes. That's why I love people that train. They're generally happier people, and they give more to the world. And here's the thing. Seth Rollins, I can't stand this character. What is this Monday Night Messiah garbage? And your attire is trash, by the way. But it was a great contest. And
yeah, his attire, his hair is like bunned up. Isn't it in a bun? Isn't that what that is? And then
arguably,
yes. Yeah, and he's got all that facial hair.
The same thing as Bray Wyatt, technically.
I could pull off the Monday Night Messiah.
Oh my! But yeah, it was an actually athletic contest. It was a thing of beauty. It was
wait. Dude, I gotta get down on this gimmick though with Seth freaking Rollins or the Messiah. Like when he came out looking all ridiculous with his hair pulled back and all that, like he's looking like King Booker, like he's like looking like heir to the throne, like kiss my ring. Like I can't do this, dude. Like I can't take him seriously at all, dude. Like talking about bearing a cross during his promo on Money in the Bank. Like, leading up to this, it's like, don't say that. It's my cross to bear. Because I'm Jesus.
Yeah.
And dude, the lights, the music, his changed music, man. This is my first time seeing this. So, I can't say it anymore.
That baffled me. But
dude, the inside of the arena looked like a church with stained windows. Like, so with the lights. So, anyway, moving on. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the one thing I was proud about with the match was not just the athletic contest, because the Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania, everybody saw that squash garbage. Like, I mean, kicking out of the F5 at one, come on. I know it's Drew McIntyre, but come on. Kicking out of multiple F5s at one, that really pissed me off. The consistency, however, to carry over with Seth Rollins, that's more believable, because Seth Rollins is no Brock Lesnar. So the fact that he kicked out at one at certain moves was very impressive. I was okay with that consistency, and again, it was an athletic contest, and I enjoyed it. So
wait, are we still talking about Seth Rollins versus McIntyre?
I mean, don't get me wrong, he did throw in some dirty tactics, but every heel does, so that's whatever. And here's
it was dirty tactics and stuff, but I really enjoyed. Seth didn't really change his style. He still has his really cool high knees and his jumping around and stuff. That I dig. I don't like the gimmick. I don't like what WWE's doing with him. And I don't like that he can openly be on Twitter, calling out CM Punk and stuff like that. It's like, I get it. Everybody's got freedom of speech, but he just makes himself really look stupid for the company. And
well, I'm pretty sure everybody's aware by now that Seth Rollins only got the heel turn because he couldn't keep his mouth shut on social media in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a face doing that. You can't do that. It's career suicide.
Yep.
But so we close this out by saying it's actually more of a question. Did Seth Rollins turn face tonight when he shook Drew McIntyre's hand?
Oh yeah. At the very end of the match, and he already just said it, so you already know. But as soon as Drew beat him, he was about to leave. He was like halfway to the rope, and then he comes right back in, and then he's like, "Yeah, you were the man, but you weren't the man tonight. Shake on it." And then that's when Seth shook his hand, and then he just walked out, and they were like, "Yeah, that's the type of man that Drew McIntyre is." And he's so cool. Like, I love Drew McIntyre and what they're doing with him. Like, he's come full circle, and now he is a giant. He's a giant for WWE.
I mean,
I'm not even a fan of WWE, but like he deserves to be in the big spot that he is. And
well, yeah, it's a show of true sportsmanship. I mean, Seth Rollins. We've all seen it before in the past. You go to shake hands, and then one of them turns the other around and then hits a finish or something. That did not happen here. The show of true sportsmen stayed put. He didn't even try this with Lesnar after their WrestleMania 36 match. So, was this a face turn?
And I can't even put too much stock into it. Like I mean I go back to Drew McIntyre, and like even before the match that he had with Rollins. The promo, the interviewer asking him questions about how he feels about Rollins and all this. All he said was, he was gonna, and get this. He opens up his dialogue by saying this. He's like, first of all, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. And it's like, dude, that friggin' made me smile. I was like, you got such class, man. Like,
I was about to say that man of class, absolutely.
Freaking awesome.
What a great guy. He didn't just change his physique. He did the most important thing. He changed his mind.
Well, yeah, what a lovely man. So, now we got the final match, the Money in the Bank one.
The Money in the Bank. Well, it was a two-parter, first time in history. One, it was on top of WWE headquarters, and two, it was at the same time.
And I did not like the fact that they decided to make the match into like a movie type of thing. Kind of like what they did with WrestleMania.
What is it with this garbage? I mean, back in the good old days when we had hardcore matches.
Hang on. Let's get into the details on the match though, so that we can keep this rolling.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
What?
Well, back in the day when they had these style of matches, they had both people or multiple people aggressively going at one another, and that was entertainment enough. We didn't need this background music.
Right. Well, okay. You're telling them details that we were going to tell them in a second, but like, basically they made it into like a movie, like a movie production match, the Money in the Bank, and it didn't really look that great. There were jokes that did go well, but there were other jokes that were just totally terrible. Like it just kind of ruined your mood a little bit, and my mood doesn't really get ruined that easily. And like you also got cameos from people like John Laurinaitis. What was that clown's name? I don't know.
I
So,
mean, it looked
I'll just put an image
it
on
looked
there.
like an imitator of Doink.
Yeah, Doink the Clown imitator. Yeah, he looked like an imitator for sure. And then there was Vince McMahon. There was Stephanie McMahon who came in and tried to do a joke. And dude, while all these people did their cameos, they had their music in the background.
Yeah, just
playing
horrible. Just
in a very light overlay. So it's like, oh, well, we know who these people are though. You don't have to put the theme song on there.
you don't.
Isn't this supposed to feel like a legit contest and not a movie?
It just.
It felt so forced down our throats, man. Like,
And by the way, the true appeal of the Money in the Bank ladder match is in the title, ladder match. So why are we having this take place inside of the building? Have a few scuffles for a few minutes inside of the building to get upstairs, sure, but the majority of it should take place in the ring where they're crashing off ladders, through tables, blah, blah, blah,
that's
blah,
why
blah.
we watched the pay-per-view, because we were
That's
hoping
the
for something,
point.
something like that. Like,
That's the damn point.
ladders falling down on people, chair shots, whatever. They avoided all of that. They did most of the fighting inside of WWE headquarters, by the way. Did not mention that in the beginning, sorry. Yeah, they did all this stuff in WWE headquarters, which is... Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
So yeah, British Connecticut, not far away from Triple H's hometown. Big friggin' surprise.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It's interesting that he didn't make a cameo then.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. I was like, why? When is he going to do that? But yeah, so it was overall halfway decent. Like,
I just wouldn't really call it a match though.
no, I mean it kept you watching. That's all that it did.
And there's honestly, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we've covered almost everything about the match. The one match that you're supposed to look forward to the most, which was the shortest one, kinda, by the way. But the last detail, Baron Corbin is attempting to climb the ladder so that he can secure the separate male briefcase, and then Asuka mildly slaps him, and then he falls down the ladder like he got hit by a ton of bricks. Why did she do this? He's reaching for a separate briefcase. Hers is right next to it. That's the women's, the one she's reaching for. He went for a separate one. So why did she hit him? And second, why did he fall so easy?
What like you said, man, women empowerment.
Interesting, WWE.
Like Baron Corbin is fighting against AJ Styles. He's like, "Huh, you can hit me as hard
Moments later,
as
yeah.
you can hit me hard as you want." You know, like later on, that tug of war is happening. Or
Man is double her size, triple her strength, and what do you know? Baron Corbin is still at the top of the ladder.
and then Asuka is just like, and then he falls
Like, what the hell was that?
like a fly.
But the part that annoys me the most, why did she kick him? I mean, I don't like Baron Corbin, but why kick him? He's reaching for a separate briefcase. He's not trying to prevent you from getting yours.
Yeah, and that's another thing we didn't quite cover was that the two separate groups were, after two separate briefcases. Like, so,
I said that the two matches were in one, though. They blended them.
okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
They took place at the same time. It was weird. So
yeah.
weird.
So overall, we had fun. We had fun watching it enough that that we can comment on it while it was playing and stuff. It did really piss us off that that Asuka and Otis got the win. Like, I love Asuka. I do not like what they're doing with her.
The character went to hell.
It did. It was turned inside out, right side in, pissed on, shit on, and
that's
burned to flames.
And that's again another funny thing. He liked Asuka in the first place. I really didn't.
The only
But I can see the difference in the character, and it's not a good difference.
The only reason that I liked Asuka in the beginning was because she stayed quiet, she stayed honest, and she just did her business, And now she's always like, just shaking, being nuts.
Right. It's like, dude, like, her screaming is so obnoxious, even that sounds foreign.
Dude,
like,
Umaga's more tame.
shit.
And he's always like,
That's oh my god, that's so bad.
It's
Like,
so terrible.
And one truly other thing that is bothering me, look, I'm pretty sure Otis fans are going to disagree with me, that's fine, but, not everybody can be right. Anyway, Otis just standing there on the canvas, afraid to climb the ladder. I made the joke, the rung was physically going to break. It physically broke. He couldn't climb the ladder. So what happens?
He just steps on it, and it's like, it melted like butter under his heel. I was like, oh my god, what was that made of?
So Here's the
He's
thing.
a big guy, I guess.
Styles at the top of the ladder, briefcase in hand, mildly loses it out of his hands. Otis catches it.
He unhooks it.
He unhooked the damn thing.
Freaking AJ Styles unhooked it. That
Why are we
generally
giving
means-
Why are we giving the victory to the guy who catches it? It's like, oh, thanks for holding it. Here you go. No.
And then Michael Cole's like, everybody knows what that means. That means that Otis won. And it's like, Michael Cole, fuck you.
Michael Cole, quit. Quit. Quit.
Fuck you.
Oh my god. Just. Oh, by the way, Michael Cole, I swear, if you ever say the Forgotten Son 6 times in a row again.
That was just in a row. That wasn't the full match.
Nope.
He kept saying it.
I didn't want to bring it up, but Michael Cole, we're slapping on Michael Cole right now. Like, wow.
I wish Michael Cole was here right now. Like,
Michael Cole, if you ever pull any of this again, I will do everything in my power to make sure that you get the foot to your ass that you deserve so that you can actually do your job. God.
Anyway, we're gonna. I mean, do you have any more thoughts on this?
It was better than WrestleMania. So
It was better than WrestleMania. Is this it?
well, I'm pleased with 2 results of the whole thing, but the rest can. Oh, by the way, Lacey Evans, who are you? Bye.